to add to that, and we're gonna get to our main topic of today, which for those who don't know, Will is a filmmaker, and we work together. We actually work for a company. I guess we can talk about it. Where we shoot tile. We work for a tile company, and we are both videographers slash editors there. We work in a
Mm,
marketing team, and we shoot tiles.
yeah.
Or that's our profession. That's where we met, and this guy is very special, and we'll find out today why I brought him. He's very interesting, but to get to these like things, that's a very good point. You say we complain. The big complaint today is there's excess abundance of stuff.
Mhm.
There's like so much crap. There's so much stuff to choose from that we don't know what to choose anymore.
Yeah.
That's a big conversation, a topic for conversation. Like for example, Netflix, right? Like back in the days, you would go to a place to choose, like to rent a movie, right? At a Blockbuster in America. I never got to see Blockbusters, but we've had like a rental place growing up. That's what we would do. My mom would pick like a one or two VHS cassettes.
Yeah.
She would bring them home, and I would watch them. Whether I like the movie or not, I'm gonna watch it. And that's what
Mhm.
Tarantino actually talks about. He says that's the good thing about rental like a Blockbuster, like to rent a movie. Either a movie, it's good to watch sometimes bad movies or not great films. Nowadays, the problem of new generation is that we're okay with spending more time choosing something than actually watching it, right?
Mhm.
Or not finishing it, watching just a half a movie and then or 10 minutes and be like, oh no, I want to watch something else because we have this FOMO kind of fear of missing out
Mhm.
constantly. We're afraid to like no, I'd rather watch something out. Like I don't want to just miss it. Miss a better movie
Yeah.
instead of actually watching something, right? And then movies like The Game, David Fincher movie,
Classic.
classic, become kind of obsolete because the whole movie is kind of like, okay, what the fuck am I watching? And then at the end, there's this big release, and
Yeah.
you're like, oh wow, this was great. With new generation, I feel like you can't really do that. You have to keep, satisfying, stimulating that ADD that everyone
Yeah.
has nowadays, right? Okay, but there is this company, and I forgot the name of it. We would have to look it up. That it's like it's a movie streaming service. I don't know if we
Oh.
ever talked about it. It only gives you 5 movies a month to watch.
Oh, really?
So it's not like Netflix where it's like thousands.
Right.
It only gives you 5 films.
Mhm.
None of them are American.
Hmm.
So they're films from all over the world,
Hmm.
classics, kind of Criterion collection, most of
Ah,
them.
right.
So they would give you something like Cranes Are Flying or something, right? Or
Yeah.
and a few more,
Yeah.
which is very interesting that there is. I mean, if that exists, that streaming service exists, it means there is a demand on that, right? People are they're fatigued from the abundance.
Yeah.
There's something to it. I think that says a lot about the zeitgeist.
Yeah.
There's something interesting about that.
Yeah. It's definitely interesting because I feel like finishing what you start, whatever it is, right? Like just completing, like fully completing like a cycle of action, if you want to call it that, has become kind of a thing of the past in a way. And nowadays, it's like you say, it's like in the moment, don't want to miss out. You get bored doing something, you want to change, jump into something else, movie, TV show, even like chores around the house, right? But I don't know. I feel like there's also quite a strong sense of satisfaction you can get if you just start and stop something all the way through, right? You begin it, you do it, you finish it. It might suck, but who knows? Maybe you get something out of that. And so I always, going back to the point about watching bad movies, I actually don't mind doing that sometimes because it's like, okay, why was this so bad? What didn't work about it that I could observe and make sure that maybe perhaps down the line I don't do that or think that it's going to work and then I see it didn't here. So, okay, don't do that. So, getting something out of it, right? And maybe that's a silver lining to finishing what you start, no matter what it is. You could always get something out of the process, even if it seems like in the moment, like, oh, this totally sucks. Or, like I think maybe if I were to ever watch The Room fully, like alone, quiet, sitting down somewhere, as challenging as that might be, I could probably safely say, okay, I know I'm going to get something out of this experience by the end. Who knows how big or small it's going to be, but hey, let me just see. Let me just
Yeah.
go for it.
Yeah. The Room is definitely like a special case scenario.
Right.
We can probably put it as an exception
Oh,
everywhere, all
okay.
around.
Yeah.
But you might be right. You might still get something
Mm.
out of it. But I definitely would recommend,
Yeah.
if you really want to get something out of it, you definitely would by watching it with people, probably people who've seen it before.
Sure.
They kind of guide you. Their reactions will guide you. That's an interesting one. It really does, because you like, it's such a that path has been walked down so many
Mhm.
times by, like, for the movies from 2013. The movie is almost 20 years old. Not 2003.
Damn,
That's when
20
it came out.
years.
Yeah, almost 20-year-old
Wow.
movie.
Yeah.
And people know how to watch it. There
Mhm.
is a way to. That's why I said you cannot say that about any other movie. Maybe Rocky Horror Show, which I've
Mhm.
never seen by there, but I've heard that
Mhm.
that's kind of very interactive
Yeah.
experience of watching that
Yeah.
film. So there are exceptions for sure. There's a way to watch the movie, and when you watch with somebody who already seen it, they guide you through it without
Right.
talking, but their reaction, what they kind of laugh at, what they do, will guide you through. Okay, I get it. I get what is funny about this, and either you like it or you don't. You either get it or it's just not your type of humor, which is totally fine, right? That's like the weirdest thing, is when people start criticizing you for the type of humor you have, because that's so, like, comedies. I think the reason comedy is difficult is that,
Yeah.
because you cannot satisfy everyone. Everyone has different sense of humor. Some people still watch Big Lebowski and think it's a thriller, like, or
Yeah.
I think there are people like that. People say, "Oh, you like things for different reasons. You can like that movie for different reasons."
Yeah.
I think that's possible, or people hate it.
Yeah.
Actually, one of my professors who I've spoken of in the past, Foster Hirsch,
Oh,
he
yeah.
was on Imitation of Life, commentary track. Like,
Right.
he's a legendary professor. I studied coins through his lens.
Hmm.
He taught a class of Lynch, Tarantino, and Coen Brothers. So basically, kind
Cool.
of postmodernist, people. Well, I guess Lynch isn't really postmodernist, but uh, and he hated Big Lebowski. We did not watch that movie, I don't think. Or
Wow.
did we, have we? No, I don't think we hit. He was like, "No, I think it's a terrible movie."
Jeez.
Which is interesting. I was like,
Yeah.
"Wow!" Like, coming from you, like, that's a
Yeah.
lot. He doesn't think. He was like, "What's that movie they made that all young people like?" That's how he
Yeah.
would describe it.